Hello, all. I'm your homie, Karma Armor. Excuse me. Excuse me. Karma Armor on Twitch, Truest Armor on YouTube. Different names. I'm all the same guy. You can call me True. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. What are we doing? Oh, so I did do some running around stuff. Had to get out into the world and do some cool stuff. Um, it's here. So you can't see it, but I ran out, bought a chord chart poster, and then I framed it. Huh? Huh? You don't even need to because this is whole, but this is good to have on the wall. This is further, I guess, commitment to the bit, as like actors and comedians say. Uh, so some are A. These are the A's. A's are red. A7, A minor, A diminished, A -6, A -7. Yeah, this is going to come in super handy. Um, so wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 A's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 18 B's. I guess these are the same. Yeah, so there's, oh, wait. C, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. But D's, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Two less D's, 18 all around, two less D's. E's look 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. All right. I thought the D's and the E's were together. All right. 18. Okay. Everything is 18 but the E's. E's are 16. We'll figure that out later. But that's a lot. So what is that? 18, 18, 18, 16, 18, 18, 18. 18, 18, 18, 16, 18, 18, 18. All right, so let's do some math. We're going to need this. We're going to put it, you have to hang it up. Let's cut this on. And let's cut this on. La 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 la. Hello, guitar people. So, I got to plug that thing in. All right. So, whoo-wee. Pretty good day. Wednesday hump day, pretty good day. We didn't get anything near all the stuff we wanted to get done. And this is going to be a short one because I have a family event coming up around 6, I want to say, 5:36, 6:30. Probably 5:45 we'll begin wrapping up to end it at 6. But you all know, ooh, yammery. We guarantee 2 things here. Actually, 3 things here. Actually, 4 things here. Actually, no, we guarantee like 5 things here. We guarantee that you will get better. That's one. We guarantee you will do so in a timely manner, right? Because we are just crunching these numbers. So that's 2. We guarantee that I will be here every day for the next 1,000 days unless some tragedy happens, right? So that means if Rosario Dawson showed and said, come on, we're going to the movies. I'm like, first of all, Rosario, I'm not going to the movies ever again. So all y'all. And secondly, I got to do this show. I mean, you got to catch me between 7 and 4, and then we can rock out. But so there is, excuse me, there is that. I guarantee you that, and I guarantee you a good disposition. I won't be an asshole to you or anybody else, unless I'm in my political rant. I did a political rant yesterday. I reserve the right to be an asshole to politicians. But my days are over being mean to people. I wasn't even mean to people. Uh, but at this point, you bark back when you get barked at. Now, I'm not even going to bark back. I'm just going to look at you like you're crazy and do my thing because all my energy, if it's angry, it's going to come out in a song or something. If it's happiness, I will share it with you. But all the negative stuff, surely I can put it in. Good Lord, what's going on today? put it in video games or, write music with it, but just be able to be throwing wild anger at people on the street is butt, as I say. All right, so this is what we're doing again today. We've got a ton of chords over there, and while we were hanging out, I learned like 5 chords. Well, I can't say I learned them. I've been investigating like 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's like 9 chords. We're gonna unveil those likely tomorrow as soon as I get them a little more under my wing, because I've only been doing them for 2 hours straight since about 2 o'clock, I guess. So then we're gonna have to come up with a system, and I think the system, quite frankly, is learning music, which I kind of think I'm hesitant to do. Like we're gonna run over. We're gonna run over our overall premise of what we're doing. But first, we wanted to show you what we were doing here. I need to flip this. I don't want to break it though. All right, so this is review. This is what we did. I really need like a coffee. Do I want to make coffee? I'll take. Oh, good lord. Oh, I need to get a partner in here. I wonder if anybody wants to play guitar with me in this neighborhood. So we were going to do 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2 Monday, 2, 3 Tuesday, 3, 4 Wednesday, 4, 5 Thursday, 5, 1 Saturday. No, sorry, 5, 1 Friday. Sort of reviewing, and what we did was we just kind of gobbled them all up. We didn't know them at all. We got super familiar with them. This is the pentatonic major, right? And while we were playing with these scales, we realized we didn't really know any other scales, and you're supposed to know scales. Okay, well, I'm being what's the word I'm looking for? Not opposition programming, but it's people that I used to watch on Twitch who are now streaming, and they're super famous. Come on, they're super famous people on Twitch, and I followed them and tried to kind of get an idea of what streaming was about. Yeah, so it was good fun, but now like, okay, I think I got it. Come on, what is going on with this? It never goes directly where it should. Wish me luck, right? That kind of thing. As I try and start my own streaming. Here it is. No. As I try to start my own streaming sort of life, and I did some stuff, played some games. I like games. Man, I got to tell you, I've been neglecting my homie, my gaming partner. We actually played a game like, I want to say 3 months. I think I played like a day or two, and then before that, it must have been like 2 or 3 months again. Why? Just kind of, I didn't lose the verve to play the games I bought. Actually, I hopped in once by myself to see. Excuse me, to see if I had lost the verve for it, and I played some Insurgency Sandstorm, and I was not good. I got it handed to me a lot. I only played for like 20 minutes. A regular session is like 25 minutes. I didn't even finish the first session. The first what do they call it? The first game. The first round. Ugh. This is from where I used to game for like 5 hours at a minimum. We got to put some ice and more water in this. I think I might need a partner. But here's the problem with a partner. I have complete control of what is going on here now. And I'm in my own space. I generally don't like people in my space. Mucking around, changing shit, touching stuff. Complaining about this, that, or the other thing. Don't like it. I broke this. Now I'm thinking about how to fix it, right? It's got this tiny little nodule. You put it over the camera, Just, it's one of those things. In my old life, I had to tape over my camera. This new phone, I don't. I guess I have to buy something, but at this point, what's the point? Right? Hackers can get in. Everybody knows what you like, what you dislike. So I think I'm going to have to get a really tiny hole and drill through here. This is an impossible. I would need fine equipment for this. Lord, and it's supposed to, and just a little nodule broke off. It really is just, you can't repair anything anymore that you buy. I bought a metronome. It fell over. It doesn't work anymore. Like the tower piano metronomes. Just everything that is made is just garbage. Like, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy some of these tiny little tools out, like I told you about wanting to get into watchmaking. It's just not watchmaking, but like you can buy a watch kit with these tiny little pieces, and it's sort of a zen thing of I just wanted to try it once, like putting it together and like seeing if you can actually make a clock. I guess you can. It's not like you're inventing the damn thing, but it's the idea, and then all those tiny little pieces. I like the idea you can take something from here and do it to this and make something new. Uh, yeah, if I had a house, it would have a lab, and I mean an actual lab. There'd be toys and trinkets and stuff. Then it would all go into the trash because no one's up for shit like that anymore. Every day there are less people who like that kind of thing. Every day. So who will be inventing stuff? I don't know. A nation of non-curious people getting all their shit from their enemy, the Chinese, talking about freedom while you're wiping out people and raping women at work. America has really got to fix its issue. Seriously. It's not like you can cleverly hide it. But I say this all the time. Do not act like this spilled water on this table was not going to run across and spill in your lap. All this stems from the disrespect, the arrogance of racial bias, quite frankly, right? This bullheaded bullshit of, and then yeah, then coupled with a healthy dose of this European women are these dainty little flowers who can't do anything, and I will do it for you, right? Don't curse in front of a lady, remember that? Take your hat off in front of a woman, remember that? Just kind of like, more women should have barked against that earlier. And now it's this idea of, you know, just, I think it's arrogant people being aggressive to people. So, yeah. Yeah, I really do think it's this idea of bullshit machismo people got from. I love cowboy movies. I was watching what's his name, Randolph Scott. My favorite. I like him over John Wayne. No one even knows who these guys are. But it's stupid. It's like just shoot a guy, just leave him where he falls. There's never any paperwork. You take his horse, you steal his stuff. The bad guys are always Mexicans or Indians. The black guy is always your sidekick, happy to help you do whatever the fuck you're doing. The women are just happy. First, they're saucy and they hate you. By halfway through the movie, they're just standing in a flood of themselves just waiting for you to show up. It's so written by some how do I phrase this? Some sad philosophy like white guy in Hollywood from 50 years ago. If you would have sat and told him as a woman or as a fair-minded guy, white guy, I want to say, or as a black guy, sitting opposite him at whatever table and say whatever the issue, the woman say, I don't think women would act like that, or the white guy going, think there's a lot of violence with this, right? Or the black guy going, love the black. It will always be you're ridiculous. We know exactly what is right and what everybody wants. So the women will continue to swoon over the guy, and the women were always like in their 25 to 30 range, 35 range, maybe 35 range, and the men were always like Randall Scott was fucking. He had to be like 55 if he was a day, and his love interest was like 24. So they're also doing that, right? They're normalizing this idea of men with super young women. And by the way, if you're, you age like I think women do age like men age, then you can't be around here, right? There's no 60-year-old women unless she's a matriarch or something whose sons are idiots or who has the financial backing or the land or whatever to back the hero. She never has her own agency. right? So I mean, these movies are just, and then I think people watch them and buy into them. And mind you, these were super popular during the civil rights era of like the mid 50s through 60s, right? Just these wild cops shooting up the joint, and then people grew up watching that, and now and coming back from war. Why wouldn't you be arrogant about yourself, right? Especially since churches were telling you this stuff. So yeah, we're gonna start this thing. I'm gonna blow my honker. I might actually get a. So I don't have any beer in the house, which sucks. Oh, you know what? While we're here, we want to be correct. We're gonna change the title. 20 minutes or so daily guitar practice, day 19 p.m. session. Sorry, so out of milk and coffee. Um, it said 7, but if started it now, I wonder if I can go in and flip the where it said 7. I don't think it matters, but I guess not. Multicasting, yeah. All right, well, all right, well, I guess destinations, edit hashtag. We have no hashtag. Should we have hashtags? Hashtag live, hashtag music, right? Let's do music, information. It is art. Let's do art. Are we motivating people on this Wednesday? No. Are we Wednesday thought? No. I mean, we're not trying to lie to people. We want people who want to be here because whatever reason they find us cool and interesting, and and that is it. Create new notifier. Okay, so cancel that. All right, so I guess I can't change the date, but that's all right. We're here 3 hours early. And as a matter of fact, then I wasn't 5 minutes late if this is a 7 p.m. show, right? Uh, but again, that's BS. You know, let's blow a honker. Let's get a beverage. Let's congratulate Eric Adams for winning the New York City mayoral primary when they, I think, tried to play fast and loose with the rules. Here are the rules. You must adhere to the rules. They, however, can move the rules and fud the rules and reinterpret the rules at will. And this is why America's fallen into the sewer. Because people at the top who should leave stay there, keep staying there and fucking it up for 30 years, right? You can't get them out. These elections are just, yeah, I'm sorry. All American elections are fair. I don't want to fucking get another YouTube strike because you can't say shit anymore. Private companies own your right to talk. Remember that. This is not a utility. This is our private, yeah, okay. The next president should make it a utility because you people are fucking up. Um, and here come the Greckies again. What are they doing? So I don't know what is going on, man. I'm gonna somehow have to that eating. Somebody's feeding them. They can't have been eating the same shit forever, and I don't know where they're getting it. And if it was a pile of it, other birds would have found it. Somebody must be feeding them. Then they're taking it. They look like chips. They look like I was about to call it Triscuits. They look like these Cheez-Its, which is awesome for feeding the birds, by the way. All right, I'm gonna blow my honker. I'll be right back, and we're gonna do this thing. All right, that's one. Here is. Oh. Uh, all right, so what is the drama rama today before we kick this off? Well, it's 90 degrees, but it's nice. Really fucking sit that up on the desk without it sliding down and knocking everything over. I guess I could hang it over the flag. I don't want anything covering the flag. I could move the art easel here and stick this right here, but this is where the TV is gonna go, just so I can swing you guys and have TV on TV. We're gonna cover that window. I don't want to. Good Lord, the sunset is phenomenal. I'll let you guys decide. Do we want this? Anger management? Dropped out of anger management class, or do we want internet famous? You know what? We want internet famous because we're going to be famous guitar guys, gals, peoples. Yeah, famous on the internet. I think that's hysterical. All right. What is my phone's? My phone is honking. Did I plug this back in? They both have 87. So let's go through it. Why did we move this from 4? Why did we move this from 4 to 7 originally, and then from 7 back to 4? I thought 7 was nice. Half a day, half the day. We can drop in. You know, it's very artsy. It's very not artsy. It's very what is the word? Not ethereal. It's symmetrical, right? It's half the day. It's I bisect the day. I get to see you in the morning. I get to see you at night. I get to try. That has a lot of whiskey, but also that has a lot of ice cube. Also, I get to try and win you over and have you hang out, right? And maybe you will have coffee with me, and maybe you will come back later tonight. Because trust me, we can be friendly without being friends, and that's what this is. I think a lot of this is about. You like my energy, I like your energy. You know, oh, maybe I'll come back and see what he's up to. Oh, I'll check on that guy that I checked on once a week. You know, that kind of thing. And it's working, right? Because two things happen. I really need to fix this. I don't want to throw it out. I'm looking at this. This is what I'm looking at. This is essentially the base of a glass chess piece that I was going to uh, glue back together. Another thing on this table. Here it is. Right, trying not to cut myself handling it. So I really should kill this light, but it's right. So right. So I gotta glue this. Oop. I gotta just put that down before I slice my finger open. Excuse me. And I gotta get mobilized and mobilizing because you can't fight off age, which is fine. That's fine, but you should resist, right? So you should drink less. You should exercise more. You should eat more vegetables. You should, get over your nonsensical bullshittery, right? With whoever you had an issue with as a younger person. And I don't know how young it was. So, you get age up, you grow older, you go, oh, I'm older and I'm wiser. And I called you out of the blue to just sort of, X, Y, or Z. And if they're still an asshole, you go, okay, fine. And then you get to go, see, I've grown. They're still there. And then super down by, you get to go, I was the better person. See what I'm saying? Because I reached out all these years later and I thought about it. Uh, so, it's 4 p.m. We'll fix a title when we go live in 50 minutes or so. Yeah. Do I want to delete that? Do I want to put that on camera? Let's put that on cam. Right. So let's see what happens. Did it work? Or did I undo? It did work. All right. Let's get to it. What were we doing? We were doing pentatonic major scales. What is the pentatonic minor scale? I mean, I know it's the same thing, but I just think it's shifting your pinky, but I don't know how the properly shifted pinky goes. Oh, I told you the good news, right? Well, the good news. I told you my latest cool thing that happened, right? So I got to put that camera on top of this, so I'm looking at you instead of doing this. This is looking at you versus me looking at the monitor, which is just at this point technology age. That's what we've all been doing since no, not the 50. You only had one TV. Not everybody had one. I'd say we've all been sharing that screen since about the mid 70s when it was affordable enough for people to have like two TVs, and definitely in the 80s when everybody had their own little TV set, right? So we've been definitely sharing that screens too long, whether that's iPhones, computer monitors, or iPads. We gotta do less of that. Yeah. So, but the good thing is we're using you today. Let's put you right there. We are not using you. We are not well. Okay, we are using you. So anyway, so what can I tell you? I would like you to like and subscribe. There's a lot going on here. My music streams. These are music streams. There's a little bit of politics, uh, but my music streams are what's the word I'm looking for? They're really rewarding to me, and I'm beginning to wonder if they're rewarding to anybody else. They're still going to continue, but I was thinking if they aren't, maybe someone will find them in 10 years or so, and they will be rewarding then. So if you're watching now, or if you happen to be watching in 10 years, and everybody has like a discipline to them. Maybe somebody wants to run a marathon a day for like a year or whatever, like that comedian did. Seriously, props to that dude. Um, Obviously a genius in like huh. He's feeding the other grown ass bird. I don't understand what is going on here. Anyway, these birds, man. So, maybe in 100 years, I'm not 100 years, maybe in 10 or 20 years, somebody will watch all 1,000 of them to see how good I got. Maybe someone will analyze them. Maybe someone will ask why he had no friends and no one ever in the chat. Maybe someone will say, that time he shaved his head versus that time he grew that giant afro with the top was missing. Those are my favorites. So maybe there will be not stages, like eras of this, right? Like the he wore the tight pants era, which was before he went back to blue jeans, right? And then he totally freaked out when he got like 15 chords down and he started wearing like rock star clothes, like those. I want to say pastel, but they're not pastels. Uh, Wild ass like button up shirts, not silk shirts, but a lot of color patterns, like a big rimmed hat with like tassels on it. He started wearing rock boots and all those bands around his hands and rings on his fingers. Just go total rock out, baby. Uh, which is great. If you got into music and I bought some music shirts, right? Because I was like, all right, yeah, let's be awesome. Um, and that was part of it, like buying these books, buying that poster, and then uh, spending about, I want to say 40 minutes getting it even and setting it in this frame, which is a great job, by the way, because I have light ADD, and I gotta tell you, if I hung this up, right? If I oh my Scully, there you go, doggone it. If I hung this up and this was crooked, right, on either side, if this side was a little too wide, let's look at it. Oh, it is. I have to redo it. I have to redo it. Yeah. This this is the width of a thumb, and this is the width of a pinky. So yeah, I gotta redo this. But the top is straight. What? Oh, you know what happened? I got a phone call, and my time was running out. Pooey. Wait, how many of these did we say there were here? Did we ever do the math? This is what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. Actually, this is 80. No, wait, 8. That's 64. 8 times 8 is 64. 8, 9, 10. This is 80. 88. This is 11, right? So this what 10, 11, that's 88. 12, 8 is 6 is 126. And 8, 6, and 8, 134. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's two of those. Well, that's 145, 46, 47. So there's 147 chords here. But I will bust it loose math, right? How long does it take? We don't even need all these chords, I don't think. But how long would it take to learn 107 chords? What is really interesting, there's a fretboard under here that is really light, but we could use this fretboard. We'll just use this fretboard as a marker for the fretboard we have to make. Is that math right? God dang it! I can't believe this thing is crooked. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. So yeah, let it be easy. We're gonna learn this thing. We're gonna learn guitar at our own pace. We're gonna play every day. We won't play, relentlessly for hours every day. But if you've been here before, you see me kind of, this is hard, but and then all of a sudden I kind of fall in, and I think that's what it is. And I think eventually you fall in more, and you muck about trying to do. You mucking about less. How about that? What time is it? Oh boy. Okay. See, this is what happens. I've got this thing to do, so now that's on my mind. All right, I'm gonna send out a family communique, not to call me between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. at night, and no one's gonna be calling me at 7 a.m. But yeah, the night thing is crazy. I could move the 4 back to 5, but why would I do that? What would be the benefit of doing that? And if I put it at 6, I might as well keep it at 7. I mean, we moved this here because generally I like to play now. You know what? I'm talking smoke. Let's give me. Actually, no, I need to roll at least one smokable. Let's give me 20 minutes of shit talking and jazz cigarette rolling. Now remember, excuse me. Remember, I need to organize my organization. My organized situation is a disaster, and it can't be tolerated much longer. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was horrendous. So while we're doing this, because the last time I didn't talk, Surfside condo death toll rises to 46. All right, we're going to talk a little politics for the next 10 minutes while I do this. The Surfside condo disaster rises to 46. I did not drop that. Why am I dropping this thing? It's expensive. The problem with that is this. When did this thing happen? And no one has walked out since. So why are you telling me? I can assume that everyone got, have mercy on their souls, and God, and what is it? And there, but for the grace of God, go I. Right? This building could collapse on me, or the building you're in collapse on you. This is why we in the West have a higher standard than, let's say, Africa or like South America. Right? I have friends who not love to, but would take these African safaris and be, and then they would get on a biplane 2-seater or something. I was like, look, man, I don't like to fly those things here, but at least I have a little more faith in the system here than, somebody who's flying these rickety island hop things. Good Lord. Why? See, normally I get caught up on this stuff when I get caught up on this stuff, but I can't get caught up on this stuff if I'm out in the world being out in the worldly. This is actually a good time to clean everything. I wonder how many of you people have like rituals. Like, if I had a house, right? For instance, if I had a house, I'd have a garden. It's mandatory, right? If I had a house, I'd have a pet, right? If I had a house, a garden, a pet, likely a lab in the basement to come up with like kooky shit. Obviously, a podcasting would likely be upstairs for Wi-Fi purposes. But building stuff like ships in a bottle and all that cool, busy your hand stuff, trying to learn guitar, totally a separate room, right? That you can wall off from the rest of the house. Remember that movie? Remember that movie about dogs? And I want to say it was Michael J. Fox was a cute little basset. He wasn't a basset hound, but he was like this hound kind of mix. And there was an evil cat, and I think the cat was, who was the cat? It wasn't I'm thinking about that guy from Saturday Night Live with the weird voice who would do not Opera Man. He would do like that the Chaucer kind of it's soup. Wasn't John Lovitz? I'm thinking of John Lovitz, but I don't think it was John Lovitz. But what if that movie, like there was a scene where the father who worked in the basement had this ridiculous it really sucks. Had a ridiculous like lab in the basement, but to get in it, you had like an eye like verification system, and the door was all like silver and metal. It looked ominous in the middle of like your house. It was just it was obviously a goofy Disney movie. I think I'm gonna put that up there. Do I want to hang it on a wall? I can always just take it off the wall and show it to you. But first, man, I do not want to rehang this thing. I guess I'm going to have to rehang this thing. I could just let it go, right? I could just let it go because it's perfectly fine. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what's going to happen. Keep saying it, and you will come to believe it. All right, we're going to need this later. Yeah, so yeah, that's the Surfside thing is tragic. But it's also a sign of major corruption. Yeah. Why are people not having their buildings checked? Who do they know? You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the police department was really not enforcing some of this. So, I mean, it looks to me like corruption going way back. If y'all wanted to be honest in America, and we don't, because look at what the cops do with impunity, um, you could go then start arresting people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, now you have a reason to look through everything. And they're talking about there are so many buildings that are like over like 5 stories that they have to look at, and it would take forever to just look at those. So you can't do it immediately. You can't do it. I mean, it needs to be done now, and you can't. Right? You don't have enough people. You can, and now you already have a corruption issue with this thing, don't you? I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm pretty sure it's freaking corruption. Why they didn't, and somebody knew somebody, and somebody was somebody's best friend, and we all went to college together, or good old boys, or whatever the bullshit was. And you had a twin building just like it in I don't want to say about the same condition, but it had the same worrisome nonsense going on. And the first week when it happened, they were like, "Well, we're going to keep an eye out." No, wait, they said we're gonna look at it, but evacuation is voluntary. I was like, "Is it dangerous or not? Is it dangerous or not? What do you evacuation is voluntary? Just political bullshit nonsense." And like 5 days later, they made it mandatory to evacuate it. So if you're up in front of if you're up in front of the people and you get it that wrong, how do you not? I don't know. I think this whole S show is an S show, and by S I mean shit show. And I think people really need to pay a price because people are dead, and a lot of people are dead, not a little bit. And it's because some people wanted to make money and skirt like the law, which is check your building out. And imagine if someone checked that building out and said, "Oh my God, what the hell is going on here? This building has to be shut down like immediately." They would have went to court and sued it and had delays and used back corner methods to talk to somebody and get that guy fired. It's all the same shit. And then the whole place will come down on you. And then you open this can of worms. Remember, this is very similar, not very similar, but this reminds me of Wall Street and its bullshit. And there was that guy who knew that Wall Street was ridiculous, and he came forward. What was his name? And what was the circumstance? I want to say it was like Enron. No. It wasn't Enron. It was a guy who was looking at Bernie Madoff, who was like putting up all these flags for like 13 years or something. And then Bernie Madoff was like, yeah, okay, it's a Ponzi scheme and nobody's rich. And all these super rich people who were looking down their nose at you that morning, by the end of the night, were fucking dead broke and killing themselves. But he was warning everybody. And everybody was giving Bernie Madoff these great write-ups in these Wall Street papers, and he had this great rating from like I want to say the FCC. FCC never looked into him. You should have. Whoever was the commission for those 13 years, you bring all of them back and start talking. Nobody's doing any of this shit. It's like, oh well, got away with it. Do. People lost their fortunes. Not all of them was shaky and dirty. Some of them worked really hard. Some of them, pretty sure all of them. But by the time you get to that, I'm worth 300 million, 500 million, 700 million, and then kind of like snotty nose up in the air. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, none of that was actually true. It was all smoke and mirrors and weird accounting games, and you're actually not worth anything. The weird checks that he was sending you will stop coming tomorrow. You got the last one, you didn't even know it. Now your kids are out of that fancy college. Yeah, and that happened. Like kids had to get out of like Yale and Princeton and Harvard, right? And how'd they get there in the first place? With a dad with 300 million, So yeah, Bernie Madoff was a thing, but and that guy's he should after that whole thing, he should have been famous in America, and he should have been able to pick the job he wanted. But no, because the people who were fucking him over, you got Bernie Madoff. There's a bunch of them, and they made sure the story went away, and now the story's away. You don't even know that guy's name. And since then, we've had like 2 stock market crashes and about 5 bailouts. And now you got a building falling on people because people didn't do the base, simple thing of fucking inspect it. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Here I'm talking. I should just be doing this, right? It is, oh my goodness, I have chatted away a lot of my goodwill. All right, so we're just gonna roll one. It usually takes about, but we tested it yesterday. I want to say it takes me about 4.5 minutes to roll one, and we're not talking grinding up this CBD either. But hey, if you got weed, smoke them if you got them. This is CBD with CBD in it because we're not young anymore, and I gotta tell you, I prefer the non-THC stuff better than the THC stuff. And when I do get THC stuff, it's about that much non-CBD and maybe an extended version about that much like weed on it. Let me show you that. That little bit would be how much weed I put in like a joint. And then you sprinkle that throughout. And then you play guitar, you watch science fiction, or you ask a cute red-headed girl if she wants to go out. Maybe Lucy will let you kick the ball, hang out with your man Linus in the field, looking for the great pumpkin. And it's a good day, right? These are the things that make memories. So now, yeah, let me give you my ridiculous opinion. This is supposed to hold my iPhone, but there's a case on it, which is too thick to put in there. So let's run through the news while I do this. Tropical Storm Elsa, and there's another thing. You told me 5 days ago that people could live there for 17 days. It was day 11 when you blew the fucking towers up because of a hurricane. But you just said that people could be alive in there, and then you blew up the towers. How are you in charge? How are any of you fucking in charge? It's like if I said the first and second floor of an orphanage was on fire, and like I said, oh man, we're gonna put this fire and we're gonna get those kids. And then all of a sudden somebody was like, there's another fire across town, like a forest fire or something. And I said, all right, the whole town's awash, let's go. You're like, wait, you just said we could save people in there. No. I totally changed it on a whim because some other burgeoning disaster. What about the disaster you had at hand? What about that? What are you doing about that right now? You know what we're doing? We're dropping a building on them. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think there would have been many people in there. It was 11 days, and there's a lot of. Look, the lower the floor you're on, the more likely you are to have been crushed by all of this. And if you're not finding people on the top floors, getting them, like, maybe could have found a pocket, but there could be pockets down below. But once you drop the rest of the building on it, I'm pretty sure that collapses the pocket, anybody in it. But again, it was 11 days when they did it. So my whole thing is like, their double talk about it is just making me crazy. You give hope to people who really desperately want hope, and then you're not serious. You're not really, you're playing word games and, oh, we really care. Oh, and you want to take pictures with the family. Biden went down there. I'm like, what is the point of Biden being here? Does he have a shovel? Right? You know why he's down there? Because you want the next political election, as cynical as it sounds, you want somebody in that all Republican state, especially Miami-Dade, to remember that you came down and you cared, right? You came down, you hung out for a half hour, you took pictures, you said bullshit words like, oh, this is a tragedy. Oh, your loss is incredible. Oh, the American people are with you. Then you got on your jet, you got the fuck out of there, right? Yeah, right? Do I have that right? Yeah, I have that right. Man, this is why I guess I'm gonna have to re-kick off this podcast. Look, man, listen. Not man, but look, my fellow Americans, and if you're not American, my fellow world citizens, what you really want, honestly, is to get the bullshit people out, and especially when you catch them being rank opposite of. I don't know, man. Too many people. This is what the kind of people you get, because when they run for office, all they really ever say is, you should hate your fellow Americans, right? Your fellow Democrats. They just killed the Haitian prime minister, right? That's like killing a president, right? I mean, with the Haitian president, right? So America, I mean, it's a presidential assassination, and the media is treating it like there was a rap battle. If someone died. I mean, where are your people flying into Haiti for this story? Huh? Where are your embedded reporters? You got none, because it's fucking Haiti and you don't care. Right? It's outrageous. Don't tell me you couldn't find anybody either, because there are people here who I'm pretty sure are reporters who are of Haitian ancestry who grew up there. Remember, land of immigrants? So any of these giant major companies could have had somebody on staff already. Because Haitian has a giant drug problem / gang problem. What are you guys doing? Don't care. We only care about Europe. Okay. That and what's been going on this week? This week I'm mad at the military too. Remember what I said about the military? They really do have some nerve leaving all that shit there for the Taliban to attack people with. I mean, did I say yesterday or the day before yesterday? Whoever the head general was of that evacuation needs to ask some fucking questions. But here you get, some people don't be asked any questions. So the higher up the chain, if the food chain you go, the more inoculated you are from it. And that brings us back to where we were in the beginning. This building collapse, right? The higher up the food chain you go, you can talk to the cops. We don't need to check my building. I gave money to this governor and that senator candidate and this presidential candidate. I also give money locally to the governor and the mayor and the I am super, and then your building fucking falls down. And then stage 2 is put out a bullshit message and hide behind a million lawyers. It shouldn't be allowed. It should not be allowed, and it is allowed. So yeah, when the whole thing goes, I mean, you can't get a bailout, but the auto industry got a bailout. The airlines got a bailout. They bailed out Amtrak. Nobody takes trains anymore. Oh man, this is why I'm over here playing guitar, because I talk politics and nobody gets it. Everybody's like, fine. So now, live your life in that cool internet judge area where you just have an opinion about shit and you don't do anything until it comes for you. It really is an outrageous thing that happened. I think more of us, average, everyday citizens, should be so pissed off. We should be so angry. And we're just taught to be like, oh, well, like everything is everything bad is just kind of like, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. It doesn't elicit the proper amount of what the fuckness. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, it's not like I said. It's not a sporting event. It's not this team versus that team. But that's what they made it. They made you hate me because I'm on this team and I wear this color, and I hate you because you're on that team and you wear that color. But at the end of the day, we all want a good education system. We're all going to have kids, right? Republicans, Democrats, blacks, and whites. Um, no, but then they take money from the schools so they get shifted into salaries and bullshit. Oh, it's so sinister. It really is so sinister. And what super extra sinister about it is you know what's going on, but you're taught not to care, right? And the people who do care in what I would say is the lamest way. Um, all this marching. I mean, people have been marching for 50 years and nothing gets done. You should make sure you hold these elections, all right? And I remember 2 times where people didn't want to hold. One was Giuliani after September 11th. Well, I got to stay in power. And I was telling people, if he stays and to set a precedent, and then some president will go, well, if the mayor of New York can say after 9/11 bombings, I can surely say after, whatever bombing there would have been, who likely maybe he would have caused or he was inept enough not to stop, right? No, we always have elections. And then, and one of the person who was against him was Bloomberg, because Bloomberg was the next mayor after Giuliani. And then Bloomberg rigged it so he could stay 4 years longer. He did all this shady shit, in my opinion. Don't need a billionaire suing me. So all these reasons are why I'm pro-gun, baby. Get them and get as many of them as you want. Know how to use them. Know who's comes to town, and don't take any bullshit from these people because your your opposition really isn't your neighbor at this point. It's your neighbor as hold on. Hold on. Did I miss this call? Why did I miss this call? Did it not ring? Did you call and hang up immediately? I called you by accident. All right, later. All right, so that explains that. It was a accidental call, right? So yes, we, the average citizen, uh, our power is always being marginalized and taken back. And when I want something, they go tell the whites that the blacks want all, or they're gonna, you know, take your women and eat your food and all this other weird shit they've been saying forever. And then they get those people worked up, and those people become racist. But those people just also put that politician back in there. Remember, I'm not a fan of Biden because Biden has been standing against black people for 50 years, and for him to get the black vote is with the help of these bullshit politicians who never do anything for the black populace, has me like, nah, you know, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not gonna be a good citizen, march and raise my voice and like, but no, because you don't care. It's just something that we do, right? So now, oh boy. So now it's like it's just it's like window dressing, right? It's like me being at a political rally and being essentially disrespected by the whole thing. It's a, it's sort of like not but not this. Yeah, it is being disrespected. It's sort of like those girls at the Oktoberfest. You know, Oktoberfest, you're supposed to look like that and dress like that. I'm sure they get disrespected. They don't want to. It's not like they're wearing that outside of work. Um, and I feel that way. I feel like I march like I'm supposed to. The founders wanted me to. This is the thing, put your voice, make the society better, and then nothing comes to it, and you get disrespected for doing it. Uh, I mean, you want to see something? Go read the freaking comments of any section. See how many stupid people are there who are happy to be giddy and spirited behind anonymity, right? And those are the problem people, and you need to find them, and you will find that those problem people likely uh, aren't just poor people, white trash Klansmen. They're not all 12 years old, right? People are sinister. It's like that thing where that guy was calling people saying he was a cop and having people search customers at Burger King, and then they finally found him. He was like some sales executive someplace. Threw his ass clean in jail. I mean, he had people doing wild shit to other people. And then they threw those people in jail too. You had no right to do that. I thought he was a cop. Well, it doesn't matter what you thought. You know, it was a crime. I thought about that. I was like, if the cop told me to do something, it turned out that the person wasn't a cop. Wow. But again, there's stuff. There's a line. I'm not doing some of this stuff. Like one of the guys was like, I want no part of this, and he left. And they, and they based a lot of that on him. He was like, that guy said no. He sounded weird to him. Why did you do it? Right? It was amazing. It was amazing. They made a movie about it with Dreamer Walker, one of the best names Hollywood has going right now. Dreamer Walker. Good stuff. She used to be the short girl in that the sitcom, the B in apartment 25 or whatever, 29 or whatever. It had a number to it. The bitch in apartment something or other. But yeah, it's one of those stories that you hear and you go, man, that didn't happen. That's ridiculous. That is an impossibility that anything like that happened, man. This might be a little too much, but that's all right. I'll roll one and we'll get to it. And no, people do stuff like this, and then you're dragged into the light, and all of a sudden, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Um, and that is true today as it was then. And you see people telling you what they are one moment, and then the next moment being retarded, just really ridiculous. Um, that is that. So let's roll these two and call it a day. Remember, we went through how to do this yesterday. Should I? Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we'll put this. We'll put this here. We'll put this here. We'll put this here. Come on. Thank you. You embarrassed me on TV. We'll put this here. We'll bring this here. Can you see it? Oh, going the wrong way. All right. Stop. Tilt down. Perfect. All right. So we're going to roll these things. So remember, this is CBD. It's legal here in Virginia. Yeah. But weed is also legal here. So let's put that there. CBD, ABCBD. All right. So what am I doing? I'm looking for the other one. Where is the other one? Did it fall off the table? See, here it is. See, this is the kind of thing. Goofy as I am. All right, so we went through this yesterday. Oh, this is almost a perfectly nice comb. It's got a little dent in it, but I can work with that. I can absolutely work with this one. This one's pretty good too. Remember the ones on the day before? I had to soak them down really good to get the dents out and then fix them with the. All right, so 13 minutes. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go over here. Let's see how long it takes me to do these. I used to love timing things, see how long it took me to do stuff. Nobody, yeah. Look, the world is full of odd people, right? Some people's oddness they're innocuous, right? They don't cause any harm or stress or anything. They're just like I'm a weirdo. I like to watch the sky, not for spaceships and aliens, but just like the birds and the clouds. I think it's an amazing sort of and I love science fiction. Sometimes I think what skies must look like on other planets when we ever get there in the next, who knows, 50 years or 500 years. I hope that we don't give that up. I hope we actually do that. But in my mind, I think we'd have to be together as a decent, like, planetary group to do it, but maybe not. Maybe you just have to. Maybe everybody would do it themselves and steal the technology like they always do, and then go right. Um, it seems like the hardest thing the human animal has ever done is freaking work together to do anything. If you got two people to do something, you got an argument. So I can just imagine what it's like to have any more than that. Wow, this thing is chugging along nicely. We're only a minute and a half in. With this one, I think I'm 2 minutes ahead. And I think I'm 2 minutes ahead because I didn't have to reset the cone in any way. So we got the air conditioning going. We're going to close that door and open these windows. And we've been, we've been streaming for an hour. But that's all right. We do music, we do politics, we talk smoke. When we pick up that guitar. Oh, and I also was looking at scales. Man, I gotta tell you, some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is just fucking ball and ass confusing. I guess the only way to get around it is, I need true, is hard memory learning. Like I was trying to figure out which in the scales, some notes, I don't even know how to explain it to you. Yeah. There's scales and you can tell that I don't even know. Like A has I don't even know how to explain it to you. Oh my gosh. How do I explain what I'm talking about? Scales, not chords, scales. A and Y. All right, I can't even explain it to you. Uh, I ran across that when I ran across those other 9 or so um, chords, which I can't tell you either because, like I said, I've only been doing it today since about 2. And we talked about Bugsy Malone yesterday. Anybody? No? Bugsy? We could have been anything that we wanted to be. So yeah, good. We had a good combo yesterday. People showed up. As I always do, kept the pod moving, and we learned some stuff, and learned that I and my slow man hands is not as good as I should be, but in the finger department. But I'm getting better, even though it doesn't sound like it. I'm getting better with the like looking up stuff and finding like I'm getting better with looking up stuff. I'm getting better with let's say the educational of it, right? Like I would have thought that would have been the most boring thing, and I just wanted to pluck around on it. But I'm really finding that it is kind of like fucking really interesting, right? And I wish, and man, I'll know I have it when I can say it to you and go, oh, this means that, and da 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 da, and I can't do that. I mean, I think I have it in my head, but all the scales, all the notes have a scale, and some are all flat, some are all sharp, and then you have to decide when something is flat and a sharp in a scale because it's always going to be that unless you change it, right? So if someone told me to play the I'm about to say the J, there's no J. If someone told me to play the G scale, um, or write down the G scale, the thing I looked at this morning said, you can write it and you know where the flats are. Or if you were doing the sharps, you could write it and know where the sharps are because there's a kind of a system to it. And I was trying to figure out the system, and my brain would stop it. and my brain was kind of muddy and dank. All right, let's put this here. Actually, no, we'll put it here anyway. We'll put this here. Ugh, we got a mess. We'll take this. All right. I think we're all set up. Look, maybe the first half of this thing will be rolling these stupid things. Don't smoke if you don't smoke, but if you do smoke, roll them if you got it. Stop saying Yeah, all right. I will say as much as I fucking want. All right. So we need to. What? We need to get tight with our whole flowage. We're gonna close this window. We're gonna open this. Oh boy. What's the weather outside?
It's currently clear and 93 degrees.
93 degrees. We're gonna close the door anyway. We may leave the air conditioning on in here, but we don't want to get too loose with the. We'll do that. We're gonna open this here. All right. Take about. Stop it. Ugh. Oh really? I wonder how many lap colors they give you. I guess 3. Reset. Go here. Yeah. Let's try these. God, Lord, come on, man. Help me out this time. Let's try these major pentatonics with, let's put this back here. Do I want to charge this thing? Families with loved ones abroad are still being separated by COVID travel bans. Now a new movement is fighting for exemption. So now there's another movement for shut the fuck up. You know what? People are dying of this thing. Apparently, from what I understand, England is like on fire all of a sudden. There's another place that had it all under lock and key until about 3 weeks ago when their numbers looked like it went like this. So yeah, and here they're telling us what? They're telling us that you may have to get shots, updated boosters if you do have to take the shots, right? This thing is a spooky, scary thing, man. And I believe, well, no one else believes it, but it's my opinion that that lab theory that no one's talking about. I don't know why they're not talking about it, but I mean, come on, put that there. What are we gonna do? Okay, maybe we'll do it this way. Getting these things in and getting them out is not easy. You got these things should be just a little wider. Almost dropped the guitar. Woo-hoo. All right, let's go down. You need to be in the back of the fret. You are never in the back of the fret. All right, so we talked about this morning. I'm going to have to do something about my strumming because my strumming has become an issue. Let's just say that. So yeah, so now I think we were selling along nicely. Um, Now I've hit a couple of real big snags. One is this hand. I can't really seem to know what to do with it. Who told me this one? that even the right one? No, it's not. I was right the first time. That doesn't sound. I guess it's me. Right. So back down. Over. Right? Yes. That was not right. Oh. All right. There's something in here that I'm always off on. So I got this, boom, that. Then you come up here. That's right, second finger. Then you come up here, first finger on that. Okay. Then you stop there and you come up and you put your second finger on. You know what? First finger, no. First, you can't. Yeah, no, I can't even. There's no shortcut. I just have to fucking know it. Excuse my language. I just have to doggone know it. All right, all right. Remember, you can pick up an instrument. You can play with us. You can track your own progress with us. You can be one of the cool ass musicians doing cool ass musician stuff. Uh, and you'll probably be a little ton better at it than I am. But let's try this one more time. Come on, man. First finger, yes. That don't sound right either. Good. And that is where it should be. There's something in here that I just have like a brain aneurysm with, and I can't figure out what I'm doing. I'm either swapping out the wrong finger or putting it on the wrong fret, and I've been doing it for 3 days. So, I mean, we're happy that we got it on the first day, but at this point, the way I'm spending all this time trying to get this, it undoes all that progress, right? Imagine if we were running a marathon and we were doing really well, right? We were, let's say our pace was to run it in like 3 hours, right? And we were like an hour from the finish line, and we had only been running for like an hour and a half. And then all of a sudden, your shoelaces broke, and now you got to hobble and walk, and you know, and it's not your body; it's just kind of like your equipment. Let's say it's their shoelaces, and slowly but surely, you lose more and more time, and then you finish where you wanted to. Granted, you finished, you got there, but you're mad because you would have done so much better if it wasn't for that weird hiccup. And that's where I am. I've got this weird hiccup going. I mean, we're still ahead of Fridays learning all of this by like 3 days, but I've been working on this for 2 days. So Friday will come through, and then Saturday will be here. We stream every day, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh well, you're not on schedule anymore because that glitch cost you 6 days. What is a glitch? Okay. This is where the hiccup comes in. That's right. That's the second finger. So whatever the hiccup is, it's in my transitioning from 2 to 3. Now we're going back. Pinky here. And it's no, it's and then we go back here. Is that right? Is that the right finger? Ah! All right. I thought I had it and then the alarm went off. Oh, I know this. I know this. This is not that hard. Okay. All right. Now, I got a family event tonight. Oh, shoot. Let's try that again. Let's see, don't, you know what? Let's put it on a little longer. Take it easy. 15 minutes is good enough. So let's get this in the next segment. Right. That's right. Ah. This is right. Okay, I know this is right. I don't know. There's a lot of plucking going on here. I hear plunk, 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 plunk. It's. I got to do something about the plucking. Ah! I have to look at my plucking. Um. Okay, so let's find this hiccup without. I mean, the plucking is the plucking, but we have to find this hiccup, and we think we know where it is. We're slowly finding the culprit, right? Remember when we started this and we were jazzed that we got into double digits and we were talking about it on like day 8, day 9. We were looking forward to it. Woo, double digits! Yay! Remember those heady days when we were younger people? Now here we are, all those days later. Seems like a million years ago, doesn't it? What will it be like when we are in the we're in the teens now. When we're in the 20s, dare we even dream? Dare we even dream? These dang birds. They are so fucking majestic. They just dive and swoop. They soar. They float. Every now and then they die on the wing and they fall out of the sky. Oh, I know what these get. Okay. This guy with the truck left these things in the back of his truck. I was wondering where they were getting them from. He's got what is that? A Ford pickup truck? What is that? An X truck, an XT or whatever. And they're flying into the bed of the truck. They're standing on the truck bed. And then they're dumping down where I can't stand beyond the gate, the back gate door, because the back of the truck is facing me. Two-seater, pickup truck. And they go down there and then they pop back up with like Triscuits. So I think he just left food in the back of his truck for the birds. I was wondering where they would get up. Like they're all about the same size. That's why it wasn't like it was random sizes for bread. It was all the same, like little Triscuit type, like this. And they get one, they fly back when in their beak, but they share them. And I thought it was one of like the playing with the food different, but apparently they are making noise, boy. All right. Bum 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 bum. La 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 la. La la. It's summer. All right, here we go. This is right. Yep. Ooh. Slide up. This is right. Okay. This is right too. This is right. This is where it gets me. I come up here and I'm positioned for this is right. I did it right this time, so I don't know really where my glitch is. I gotta do okay. I gotta practice up and downs, obviously. It's all right. So this is just really interesting. So I know this is bad, but you're watching me learn guitar on stream every day for the next 1,000 days. Please, 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 please be kind with your criticism. Remember, I'm a fragile and genteel spirit. Oy. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends where we're at. We'd like to have 1 million people watching us. So we're gonna try this one more time. Come on, man, you just started, right? And then we go here. That's wrong. Really, man. My plucking is horrible. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Why can't I do this? And I always lose it right about the DB, the The D, G, and the B string is always where I lose my plucking, strumming, stroking. Right, and then come there. Right, and then come here. Right, and then come here. Then come back here. I hit this with my pinky. I should be back. You know, let's take a moment. Let's just take a moment. Not very much longer than a moment. I was listening to. Let's charge this. Is this charged? Oh, come on, where's the charge button? Oh, here it is. All right. So I was looking up older guitar players. You hear that? I'm surprised the Ravens haven't found it. If it's wide open in the back of this pickup truck, why the Ravens not getting in on this hotness? All right. I was told that. Don't mock me. I was told that older guitarists, right? What they have over, I mean, what younger guitarists have over, like, I think I told you this a couple of days ago. Children have over people who are trying to pick it up now, is that the guy said children are always being told what to do and that they're wrong, that they made an error. So kids are sort of good with like making mistakes because everyone, it's the world they know, right? Their mom told them you didn't do this, you got to do that. You got so you're always being directed and told to. As you get older, you don't internalize your mistakes as much as a child because you're mistake driven. And hopefully the adults around you are aiding you to be less mistake bound and more of a productive member of society. Huh. Excuse me. A productive member of society. Whereas as an adult, you try not to make mistakes, and when you do make a mistake, you're really hard on yourself. You don't want to make it again, and you're sort of you can be angry with yourself and so mad at mistakes that you put things down and not pick them up, and not start again. That's not what we're doing. Because, like I said, every day we have a box. It's a chest, right? And it has X amount of mistakes in it. And every time you make, we must have got rid of 100 today. And let's say there's 10,000 in there, And like earlier, we were doing this pentatonic. I was like, man, we've coasted on it so well that we know it very familiar that we could take out some extra chips out of that bag. Chits, 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 like a little chit, a little piece, a little. Anyway, we could take some out of that, and okay, let's start over. I'm getting a little loose, right? So we have a box of mistakes. Let's say there's 1,000 mistakes in the box. We've gone through at least half of those mistakes. The box will eventually be empty, and the only thing that we can do, and we'll have used up all our mistakes, so we won't be making mistakes anymore. But that box may be, for some stuff it might be 100, for other things it might be, 500. But at the end of the day, the box will be empty, and you will know this shit. And it's that simple. It's a very simple way to look at it, and that's the way we're looking at it. So I don't know when, but I know once I get down there, and somebody goes, "Wow, you didn't make any mistakes." I'll be like this in my mental mind, in my mind's eye. I'll be like, "Oh, the box must be empty." right? And whenever I take on a new thing or a new song, it's just familiarizing myself, but it's not mistakes. And if there are mistakes of learning something new, that box is going to be this big. You know, it's going to be it's going to be a little chest versus a giant ass treasure chest of mistakes, which is what we have as as we're new and we're learning. Remember, what we're doing is we're taking the nugget of music and we're planting it in our soul and we're watering it with hard work. Yep, give me credit when you use that. And eventually, music will sprout in your soul and it will be yours forever. And that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. That thing that I just did was super fucking horrible. I wish there was somebody in the chat. Hey, if you're in the chat, say hi. No? All right, fine. Two chats, two chats, two chats. You should say hi. Let the world know you're here. I don't mind lurkers, but yeah, let the world know you're here. And I know this is an odd stream, right? People talk politics, and we're trying to learn something here. A lot of people ain't trying to learn shit. They're just trying to tell you what they think about stuff, and I do that too. Don't get me wrong. Um, but this is different. So on my political streams, I'm pretty sure I could get 100 or 2 people to listen to me pontificate on why the mayor's race or in the New York City or because I know the players, I know their history, I know their resumes, I know what they did, I know why they cannot be trusted, and I know the city. Um, and it would be absolutely elucidating. However, we're doing this. We're trying to put music in our soul, uh, and that's going to happen. And one day, this chat will have I don't know, 100 people who watch us regularly, and that's what we're building to. Slowly but surely, we're building to it. Um, I think you should engage in politics. I think it's incredibly important for you to know who the players are in your town or village or borough, right? Uh, and know when to get the bad guys out. Know when they're using you. If all they ever say is the blacks are coming, they're using you. If all they're ever saying the women are coming, they're using you, right? If all they're saying that the whites are coming, they're using you, right? So everybody, it looks like we're getting taken advantage of by a lot, and we're not getting anything. The American people need a bailout, but instead you get called takers and welfare moms and deadbeat dads and what's the other one? What's the sort for white guys who are poor? White trash, right? Is that white guys who are poor? Like, there's always somebody throwing shade at you if you're just a poor working American trying to get to the next level. So this lets us not stress and go banana nuts, crazy, cuckoo brain. We learn music, and give us a year and a half. Trust me, if you're here a year and a half and you have an instrument, I almost guarantee that you'll be better. Uh, and I will retell the story of that person who reached out to me and said, they picked up the instrument again after like all these years. They gotten, well, I guess, put some strings on it, punched it up, they adjusted some stuff, and they were like, I remember how much I fucking love this shit. They just sort of got back into it, and like you fall away from it because of work and family and kids and new babies and people passing away in your family may put you, and before you know it, or maybe you just put it away and it's in the closet. You haven't dug it out and it's been in the closet for 2 years since your move. My whole thing is just pick it up. And if you've never picked it up before, pick one up. And if you picked up before and you didn't like it, pick up something else, right? Music is if music be the food of life, play on, baby, baby, play on. But yeah, I think since we're going to be doing these at 4 every day, every day, and we're going to kick off our Friday podcast this fucking Friday because it's been waiting. I've got a schedule for it and everything. I missed my Monday and my Wednesday. Just today is Wednesday. I could actually still put one up on Wednesday. And I was thinking about dropping those at like midnight. So just so they're there for you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when you wake up. Podcasts are going to be live. These shows are going to be live, but those will be taped. Um, You know what? I'm gonna open this other window. Woo-wee. So things change. Look at me. I'm a sausage now, and I used to have a thick pack. But we can get that back. We want to be healthy, fit, and sexy when we play the guitar in the park and tell them sing them scurrilous songs of young love who didn't listen to their elders, or uh, what's the one the bad guy, not the bad guy, the maverick. What is the country aesthetic of like the outlaw, right? Like the Waylon Jennings outlaw type guy. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a what's the word I'm looking for? It's gonna be a gasser, as we used to say in the '80s. It's gonna be a stone gasser, baby dog. All right, I'm going to get an ice cube, and we're coming back. Should I get more? All right, I'm gonna get some ice cubes. All right, will this be too big to fit in there? I think it will. Yep. So we put all the other ones in there. Will this fit in there? There you go. Done. Normally, ugh. Okay. Normally I fill this thing halfway up. I should have put that in there. Make them sort of smaller, a lot smaller like these. And then we power ice water all day, which is supposed to be bad for you. You're supposed to drink room temperature water. But my whole flow is like, come on, man, I'm not trying to drink room temperature water. If you lay flat, I can get another ice cube in here. Fine. Oh, there you go. Du-du-du-du-du-du-du. Perfect. Ice cube. Ice cube. All right, so that is perfect. Let me put this back. All right, that wasn't so bad. Had to refill it, obviously. I obviously go through a lot of ice cubes because I'm a constant and steady sipper, as I like to call myself. But I really do need to slow it down or pick up the physical exercise a lot. I'm out of balance with the shit that I'm doing. I had the biggest steak yesterday. Like it was sitting in my fridge, uncooking, and trying to slowly get it to pop. Like I was doing other stuff. I ended up having meatloaf the day I was supposed to cook it. So yesterday night, I cooked it, and it was good. It was good. It was good. It was thick, crisp on both sides. A lot of salt, a lot of pepper, like I like to do it. But it was a little thicker than I expected, and it wasn't medium so much as it was fucking blood raw in the middle. So yeah, it was awesome. So I ate it. It was like in the brownness of the steak, and then like it just kept the plate just kept getting more and more bloody. And I was just kind of like, oh boy. So I took the last of it. I ate half of it, half raw, like not raw, but like half rare. Then I just cut the others up into strips, throw them back in the pan with a little more oil and butter, toasted them up in like 3 minutes, and just yeah, that steak was freaking the yeah. Um, and I was like, so good, I should have another one, but I'm not trying to eat two steaks in a row. I mean, come on, man, you got to be, you can't be that. You got to be something else. You can't be that. And whatever that is what is this? Whatever that is. Let's go to my channel. Who's at my channel? No one's at my channel. What is this? Red Dead Online in-game content. All right, well, in-game content. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so again, that's not good. What's my YouTube algorithm saying I'm doing right now? I'm just checking on to make sure I'm going out to all my many fans. It must be easily 3 people. Self-deprecating humor, man. Come on, can't. Let's shut that down. All right, well, there you have it. I don't really understand, but I guess it is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. All right, so I can see what happened. Now I'm beginning to lose bandwidth because I'm checking on stuff. Let's close this. Come on, Haps, get your act together. Fix it, fix it, fix it. You're supposed to be a restreamer, for goddamn sake. Your internet connection is unstable. For the best performance, connect to your router with an Ethernet cable. Yeah, I'm connected to my router with an Ethernet cable. I'm not on my phone. Do you really want to try to start something on my phone to see what happens? Donald Trump lawsuit against. You know what? I hate to say it, but Donald Trump is not wrong. A private company should not be able to silence the president of the United States, whether you are for him or against him. Don't. I mean, this is how we lose shit. They make you think that it's a sporting event and you won something, and you didn't. They won something, and what you are is a citizen like me, and you lose. And I'm not a lawyer or anything, but it looked like they conspired to do it. Assassinating presidents doesn't even make the fucking news. New York City mayor race. Eric Adams celebrated victory in the primary. Don't get to lose. You could lose to fucking what is his name? Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa is not the good. He's not the bomb. I supported him 20 years ago. I was gonna become, but at the end of this, we're gonna see. I wonder who the Republican are. They gonna are the all these all these cop unions are gonna go against the black ex police captain for the vigilante Curtis Sliwa and his guardian angel. If they do that, that tells me they're not really about fucking law or anything. They're about their culture and their cliquish bullshit. You know, it's amazing. None of them. They were all silent on him because they all stood against him before. Really is just a hot mess. 6-move workout to build head to toe power. You know what? I need to get on my running shtick. That will make me. Oh man, I used to love baseball. I haven't watched any baseball. There's no baseball on my fucking television set. I got a lot of soccer going on. I'm not happy about that. When did we become Europe? You know when we became Europe? In the late 80s. Yeah. You might think it was the early 2000s, but no. No. They came here early, buying people off, getting their way. Now soccer is where we're at. Okay. The idea that they can own your face forever. Why big tech companies shouldn't be afraid of Trump. Who's saying this? CNN? CNN has been nothing but wrong for the last 10 years. So if they're saying this, no, you better fucking watch your head. And I would like to remind you, the only one, apparently I'm the only one who follows politics in America anymore, that Trump put a shit ton of judges on courts. Republican, super conservative judges. They're going to side with CNN. They're going to side with Dorsey. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are, you're fucking amazing. You're killing me. You act like, look, black people don't get shit in this country. We have no power, but we know where the power falls. And all those people who get something are always kowtowing and playing to power, unless power gets sick of you. And power is sick of them. You know when conservatives want celebrities? At elections so they don't look uncool. They would love to have Dave Chappelle come and say something, but the Dave Chappelle would say something loose. I'm not even talking about attacking them. He might tell a story about weed and prostitutes and bitches, right? Saying nigger all the time at the Grand Ole Opry. They're like, oh my God. Oh. So they're always playing to like this pearl clutching group of people who also act like they're all mavericks and it's their birthright to defend America from Americans. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, what I think is going to happen is this is not just about Trump. How fucking dare you silence an American president? So we're going to see how this plays out. Because I'm telling you, I'm not even going to say I'll eat my hat. I don't wear hats. I was going to say something flippant like I'll stop sleeping with your wife. That's funny, but it's goofy, right? It's goofy and it's funny, but like you have to have a good sense of humor about this shit because this stuff don't make any sense. I mean, a building's falling down on people while they sleep. That only the last 5 building collapses I saw were in Iran. I think 3 of them were 2 of them were earthquakes. 3 of them were earthquakes, and I want to say 2 fell down after earthquakes, right? But other than that, they were intentionally dropped by American ordnance. Ordnance is what the military call weaponry, bombs, essentially. And come on, like I said a couple of weeks ago, I knew America was not like America is always on this game, its military game. But I knew America was not to be fucked with. When I saw this video, it must be 20 years old now, of them firing a missile out of a cannon, and what it was for was to show film technology, right? That the military had adopted. But here's the consequence of it. It came out of a cannon, not a cannon, like a tank or something. And boom, they fire it, and it tracks this thing. How fast does something leave a barrel of a gun, right? And you can look it up online. I'm going to look it up online and tell you the name of it. Because I sat there like this. I could not believe it. And it shows it flying, and then there are these 4 things, I guess, on the head of it, which just kind of kick off and come off. And then it's just a naked missile slowly spinning with all this kind of like it's warping the air around it. You can see the bowl of it, and then it hits this thing, and the fire slowly explodes as the rest of the bomb kind of like impacts this cement wall. Then they showed it going through a window. They're like, "Oh man, we look." The days of the Americans flying over your town with 100 planes dropping 1,000,000 bombs trying to kill people is over. They will send one drone with a Hellfire missile that evaporates people, and they will fire it into your keyhole. And that will be your ass. And not just your ass, your whole family's ass. Hellfire burned at like, I should look that up. I want to say it burns at 5,000 degrees. It will evaporate you skin and bone and leave a dust mark about 30 feet wide. Do I remember this? I'm one of those people who love information, but I hate getting information wrong. So let's see if I'm right. Hellfire missile. Woo-hoo-hoo. Whatever that was, wasn't a Hellfire missile. Cost $150,000 per. Yeah, you better be worth it. Operation range. Yeah, 546 feet. So a circular. That's your operational range. It's not like they can't fire it at you from Jersey, right? But they're saying when it blows up, it's only going to take out about 500 feet. It travels at Mach 1. Mass. It's 100 pounds. Yeah. The kind of toys we invent instead of giving people fucking food and healthcare. Now let's look at that. Ooh, what is this one? Apache Hellfire missile vaporizes truck. Yeah, okay. September 1, 2011. Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at that one. Slow motion fired missile. Maybe that'll bring it up. Javelin missile, extreme slow motion. Is this it? No, this wasn't it, because that other one was it. Let's go back. How a cruise missile goes through a wall. U.S. Air Force slow-mo cruise missile. Yeah, so this is what it was. The U.S. Air Force slow-mo cruise missile test. But I saw it on something talking about December 18, 2015, U.S. Air Force slow-mo cruise missile test. No, that's not it. Ooh, that is a beast. No, what I'm looking at came out of a fucking cannon. Yeah, it wasn't until 2015. Missile hits target, RPG slow motion. No. Tow missile slow motion. Is that it? No, that's not it either. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it for you. Yeah, no, good lord. There's a ton of missiles fucking shit up though. I'm telling you. Was it a javelin? Here it is. Super slow motion. Is this it? It can't be too far down. Yeah, it is. This is it. Super slow motion missile tank shooting. ITMinstruments.com. Right. Look at this fucking thing. It's such an amazing piece of footage. I'm going to put this in the chat. Copy the link. All right. Just so you can watch what we're talking about here at what hour are we at? At the hour and 52 mark. We're talking about spooky, scary, good video. It is this. Yeah. I mean, super slow motion missiles. This is a good one. This is a good one, but this is not. Is this the one? This is not the one, because the one I saw hit something. Do I have two of these things in my head? One firing and one hitting something? That's probably what it is. Wonder how they get the camera to track the shell. RFID and or calculations. Calculates the speed of the projectile, time the firing and tracking motor to start at the same time. Time and have a wider angle lens, then in post into the projectile. Yeah, okay. Use a mirror. How the hell did they get a camera with track that ultra fast traveling shell? Yeah, see. Amazing. Like the shit that they get. Look, I absolutely fully believe that we could go to Mars, we can go to Andromeda, but we all have to be on the same fucking page. Because I have seen people work really hard at dumb shit that kills people, right? And the only time we get really great shit for people is some wild like accident, like Pasteur's fucking penicillin. Like, oh, I left it on the thing, and all of a sudden I noticed that nothing was happening. I'm just investigating. Look at us. Versus, hey, I have an idea of how we can kill a whole bunch of people with plutonium. Oh, really? Won't you tell? Like, yeah, can you do anything else with that? No. And where does he end up living? In a giant house in Hollywood, California, an ex-Nazi. Started NASA. Nobody talks about it. It's just the fucking environment is so goofy. We have to learn to play an instrument. Oh my God. So, if I took this off now and put you here, you would be facing all this trash and you wouldn't see the flag. If I took you off and put you here, you would see the flag and just the flag. But that's a bigger monitor. I use it for my gaming monitor too. Why do I have two monitors? Why not just one giant? Well, I know why I have two monitors. Because I'm a hipster. All right. I did not say I was a hipster. I'm a hip hopster. Let's be clear. But I like some hipster stuff. What did I used to call it? White boy pop. It's not a thing, but I like that kind of shit. Like I like the pop culture. Like I love Drew Carey. Right? When am I ever gonna watch this stuff? Drew Carey, I love that. I love the Drew Carey show. I love the My Name is Earl. Right? Uh, what was the other one? There's no another. There was Picket Fences, which was like a dramedy setting it. So I guess it's kind of like I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I was super fan of that stuff. But there's not a lot of it, right? I mean, everybody like I didn't like the nanny, but that should be I should have liked that. But yeah, the Drew Carey show was for the first I think it went 9 years, but for the first 7 years it was genius. Um, what else did I watch back then? All right, we got company. Um, I don't want to end the stream, but I have to end the stream. All right, guys. Shoot, I have to go get the door. I'm gonna go get the door. Didn't say goodbye to you. Please don't go away. Um, family, family. All right. I'll be out in a sec. All right. He's on the phone anyway. Let's give this a 5 minute wrap up. Hold on. Yo, there's a beer in the fridge. All right. Um, yeah. So we're ending early because family and family's important. I've told. Did I go on a rant yesterday about having friends and meeting people because there's a short like. Okay, I'll give you let's recap this. We're not going to recap music. This is a guitar teaching pod as well as political talking pod. So please come down and get a little bit of both. It's 95% music though. Well, if you want to call what we're doing here music, it's learning music. But because in a year and a half, when we know this shit cold, it'll be 95% music. We're not fucking around. We're knowing this stuff, right? So there was an article that came out. I want to say 2 weeks ago, a week ago, 10 days ago, about like so in 1970 they asked how many friends do you have? Do you have one friend? Do you have three friends? Do you have five friends? Do you have 7 friends? Do you have 10 friends? So the amount of people said they had one friend was, let's say, 10. The amount of people said they had three friends were like 20 people. The amount of people who said they have more than 10 friends were like 50. So they run it again this year. The amount of people who have one friend is like 3 people. The amount of people who have 5 friends is like 5 people. The amount of people who had 10 friends was like 7 people. It was like the drop was substantial. Nobody's having friends, and look at it. No one's uh, really getting married for good and long term, right? My parents have been married for like 70 years. Uh, how old is that? 85. So mom is 70. So yeah, about 65 years, 80 years. They've been married longer than they've both been alive. My parents have been married for about 65 years. Got married young in their 20s, like you know, like you do back then. Um, and by the way, happy 75th anniversary to President Carter and First Lady Rosalind Carter, my favorite president. Never dropped a bomb on anybody, tried to give people health care, then was demonized so Ronald Reagan could take like power, and has been demonized for the last 40 years as he built houses for homeless people. I supported Barack Obama twice. He got out of office. He's making Netflix movies. I thought he was a community organizer. Right? What happened to that guy? So remember, that thing said like in seven. So the drop was precipitous, right? Like falling off a cliff. So now part of this pod is making sure you have friends. So go out and ask that dude or ask that girl, or if you're being asked, give them a shot. Right? One date is one date, or that's dating. But I don't want you to concentrate on dating. I just want you to go out and meet people because the way I know the work is, you may meet somebody who's cool. Let's say you're playing music, and he may have a sister who has a girlfriend that you like, and that's how I go. This is my sister and her best friend, Helen or whatever, and you'll meet
not only would you meet his sister, but you meet his sister, right? So, and vice versa. You got to get out into we are a social animal, and everybody hates everybody. Stop that shit, especially as we're musicians, right? I mean, there are some asshole musicians, but I'm assuming music, if they didn't have music, you know how big an asshole they'd be? Music makes you better. So if they're an asshole musician, so yeah, I'm look. People coming here who are guitarists. They talk to me. They give me tips. That's the kind of community I want to be around. If music is not your thing, you know, maybe film, right? Maybe some of this YouTube stuff. Like start making like meet people to do it. But you have to put yourself out there. You are fucking worthy of a good social life, right? Nobody's saying you have to believe what I believe. Find people who believe what think like you. Right? I mean, for fucking God's sakes, the conservatives who stormed the Capitol. I think if they actually had good friends, they wouldn't have stormed the Capitol because their friends were like, "What the hell?" They have people that they know from work or they talk at. But I mean, like my man, I have my man Smooth Panic. I've known him for 30 years. We speak every day, like on Skype. On like this morning we spoke, right? But before I moved away, we saw each other damn near every day, right? And like my man Biz, I didn't see him for like 10 years, and then we been more like 15, and fell right back in, and it's been about I want to say 8 years since then, right? But we were boys together, right? Like 8, 9, and 10 years old together. You know how you want to be treated. So you know how people want to be treated. Don't be a bully, but expect people to treat you fine. Look, I'll talk over you, but the people I argue with do that too. So if, I'm not going to be your friend in a room full of wallflowers, right? You would think that and that's fine. So then you can have this conversation with a room full of people who like talk differently. But the whole point is go out there and meet them. I mean, that's our homework in this group. We're going to learn the guitar and we're going to become social, right? Who knows what you're leaving on the table because you didn't even try. And some people just I'm fucking tired of these people, and I get that. I totally get you and me on this one, simpatico. But I'm beginning to believe that that's a bad thing. This is why you also have friends. You'll be like, man, I'm done with the world, and they're like, no, 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 you can't give up. Come on, you can't give up. One more party, one more try, and you should never be tired of living. Existing is not enough. You see what I'm saying? Uh, it's 2 hours and 5 minutes. I have family here. I have to go. Normally, the pod, I'm actually might slide back in later, but the pods are from 4 now. They're 7 a.m. every day and 4 p.m. every day. It was originally 4, then we moved it to 7. Now we're moving it back to 4. I will likely be on tonight because I feel like talking. There's a lot of stuff that I would like to talk about that I tried to put away as I tried to do more music. Yeah, so that I should probably explain what that link is. That link is a slow motion missile thing that I just think is amazing. This link is a slow mo shot of a missile being fired. It's baller ass awesome. Dot dot dot. All right, let's see what we got here. My my typing is atrocious. It's baller. Does anybody know what baller ass awesome means? It was a thing we used to say as a kid, being shot. Baller, you know what a baller is. And you know what a cool ass that's some cool ass shit, right? So baller ass is like having something cool ass like maxed up, and it was always one of my favorite kind of weird little colloquialisms from it's supposed to be missile. It's not missile. It's MISSLE, right? That is how you spell missile. Oh, good lord. Where's this? MISS. It's not MISSEL. Spell missile.
ISS.
All right.
Missile. MISSI.
All right. So we're trying to get out of this part because I got my fan member sitting in the other room like, what the hell is going on? This has been fine. It's a baller. All right. Oh, good lord. Y'all should see how I type sometimes, because my typing is way worse than my freaking guitar playing. But you know what? My guitar playing will improve, and so will this channel. I want to thank all of you for coming through. Let's hit that. I want to thank all of you for coming through. I would like to be back tonight. I will see you in the next one tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. definitely. Hopefully, maybe later tonight. And tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. definitely. And I can't fix this chat. It says 7 p.m. All right. No, it happens. We're not missing any days. It's 1,000 days devotional to music. We gonna get it, so let's get it. I want to thank all of you. I hope you have a good night. It's hump day. Go get some humps. And I will